doesn't that song just make you feel better? What is it about that? Do you have memories of the, do you visualize the words when I'm playing it? Yeah. And you also see Julie Andrews on the bed with all those kids. It's so great in the stage version, the original Broadway, when it's done, it's with Maria, but she sings it with Mother Superior. Mother Superior remembers the song from her childhood, and it's just as sweet. It's just as wonderful. Hey, did you guys see something this morning that you haven't seen for a while? What was it? Flowers? Sunshine. Let's sing Good Day Sunshine. I think it may rain again, but if we just keep singing this song no matter what, it's going to start. All right? Beatles. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to laugh, and when the sun is out, I've got something I can laugh about. I feel good in a special way. I'm in love and it's a sunny day. We'll take a walk. What's next? Good day, sunshine. I don't have the music. And then we lie. She feels good. Just keep singing it. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good day, Sue Cross.
Good day. All right, what a great week we have. We have the monks, they're here. We have Walking for Water next Sunday, and we have the TED Talk. All right, I'm so excited. We also have a congregational meeting on May 5th. It's firm, you'll be getting a notice about it soon. And May 5th, that's the first Sunday in May, and that will be for your consideration of the new bylaws that we've been working so hard on. The council is currently reading over the almost final version. And if they vote to recommend it to the congregation, then the congregation will need to vote on whether or not to adopt it. And so you'll have a chance to read it beforehand. We're going to make sure there's plenty of time for that. And also, the last Sunday in April, April 28th, we're going to have an informal congregational discussion so that everybody can bring up any comments or questions they have about the bylaws. All right, and just...
What's the date for the meeting, congregational meeting?
April 28th is the informal discussion, and then the following week, May 5th, will be the official meeting where we take the vote.
Okay.
All right, happy Sunday. We don't have the dates set up for you to be able to read it in advance, but there will be ample time. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. I'd like to take a moment, if I might, and allow us all a moment to breathe and be in this space on behalf of the Middle East. We will have a moment later in our gathering to remember them, to honor them, to hold them in our hearts, but I think it's appropriate before we do anything else just to take a moment of silence for the Middle East. So can we do that together? Let's just hold this space. Let's do it together. And I'm especially honored today to spin our prayer wheel in honor of our Tibetan monks who are visiting this week. And this particular wheel that was made by our good friend, Yeshi Dorji. May love, compassion, bravery, and care rest in our hearts, indeed for the wider world. We'll have more to say later about the Middle East, but for now, let's just take this moment to remember, to reflect, to send up our light and love for all of our hurting world. And let's be grateful for the sun and light of this day and all that it has in store for us, all that it can mean for us, all that it offers us. It is so. It is so. I'd like to offer a moment, if I might, to reflect on a piece that I received from a good friend of mine. She's aware that I have this TED Talk coming up in a week, which is intended to be an opportunity for myself and all of us to signal our place on a journey of becoming, a place for the religious nuns and nothing in particulars. Now, that doesn't exclude us, because I like to think that perhaps most, if not all of us in this room, have found ourselves at times as part of a category known as the religious nuns. I find that category very inviting. I find it very inclusive. I find it very welcoming to everybody, no matter where you are on the path of life. And I get to talk about that in a week. I get to make that the subject of my TED Talk a week from today, and I'm very much excited about that. My friend sent me this quote because she knows my journey. She knows the process that I've undertaken with you these last years, and she knows the kind of effort and energy and diligence that we've poured into this process over the years. And so she sent me this quote as a kind of a check-in, a kind of reminder. It comes to us from Anthony DeMello in his book, The Song of the Bird. Here's what it says. Cyrus, let's bring up the quote. I was a neurotic for years. I was anxious and depressed and selfish. And everyone kept telling me to change. And everyone kept telling me how neurotic I was. And I resented them. And I agreed with them. And I wanted to change. But I just couldn't bring myself to change, no matter how hard I tried. What hurt the most was that my best friend also kept telling me how neurotic I was. He too kept insisting that I change. And I agreed with him, although I couldn't bring myself to resent him. And I felt so powerless and so trapped. Then one day, he said to me, "Don't change. Stay as you are. It really doesn't matter whether you change or not. I love you just as you are. I cannot help loving you." These words sounded like music to my ears. Don't change. Don't change. Don't change. I love you. And I relaxed. And I came alive. And oh, wondrous marvel, I changed. You know, these past couple of weeks, I've been reflecting on the power of resurrection, not because someone told me to, not because a Bible implies it, not because we had a beautiful, wondrous gathering 2 weeks ago where we were in this space, we played our wondrous organ, we smelled the scents of the flowers behind me, we enjoyed the light of the candles as they blaze with fire of love. What a beautiful Easter Resurrection Sunday we shared. And you might recall over the course of that gathering, I offered for you a kind of invitation, a kind of entry into a possibility that resurrection is something to be experienced, not something to be believed in. It's something to taste, to touch, to experience. And I remember going through that process of wonderment with you and thinking, wow, what a wonderful opening. What a great possibility of life that I can look at where I've been and reflect on where I see the possibility of my future, and I can begin to move around the deck chairs, to rearrange the furniture of my life, to be in thought about the things I need, mind, body, and spirit, in order to experience and be that best version of myself, that resurrected version of myself. And I had to remind myself that it is so true. Over the course of my life, I've been what you can say a loud, branded Christian. I've been carrying that label of Christian my whole life. I've worn it with pride. I've worn it with grace. I've worn it with gentleness. I've worn it with a kind of appreciation and gratitude that was given to me from a very young and very becoming age. And year after year after year after year, I was recalled to the power and importance of resurrection for my life. Believe in it, ascend to it, sleep with it, eat with it, make it a part of your very DNA. Yet, we had the same conversation every year. We would come back to the same questions year after year after year. Think about them, to reflect on them, to consider their power and meaning in our lives for today. And I've come to appreciate over the course of my life that just like any important moment of the journey, it's all about the experience. It's all about the moment when something clicks, something shifts, some aspect of our consciousness explodes, which makes room for something new and expanding and possible, opportunistic, a kind of invitation to something larger and greater than ourselves, the power of resurrection. And what I would usually do over the course of my Christian label, life, I call that, is I would come to this moment and I would ask myself, where is resurrection showing up in my life? Where is it manifesting? How is it taking root? What clothes is it wearing? What color is it manifesting? What experience is it implying? How is resurrection showing up for me today in my life? I guess I realized over the past couple of weeks that I've been treating resurrection as something other than. I've been I've been holding it as if it's something to grasp, something to seek after, something to bargain with, something to purchase, something to achieve, something to earn. Even when I wasn't using the words, the implication was therein. To ask a question, where is resurrection showing up for you in your life? Is suggesting that it's superhuman. It's so superhuman that I can't really touch it. I can't really be it. I can't really act within it. I can't really live into it. It takes the experience out of it, the power and possibility of what can be. It's all head work and not heart work. And that's why my friend sent me the quote by DeMello that you just heard me read, because she knows that in this TED Talk, the desire is not to talk about something to believe in. The idea is to open the door to an experience that unlocks the potential of human head, heart, mind, and spirit, which creates the possibility for a community, a place for the religious nuns in our culture. And to do that, there has to be a humility. There has to be a space. There has to be an invitation, a welcoming, a softness of the heart, a desire to see myself as no different from those religious nuns, just making my way on the path and finding my way on the journey, just like everybody else. Which led me to a different kind of question. Maybe the question isn't, how is resurrection showing up for you in your life? I've been asking the wrong question for too many years, Roxanna. I don't think that's the right question, because it otherizes the miracle. I've come to a new understanding these past couple of weeks. And it wasn't a moment where I said, oh, wow, what's this all about? How is this feeling for what does this mean? It was actually a kind of aha. Who's ever had an aha moment? Anybody ever had an aha moment? Did you have one this morning when you woke up? When you said, aha, I'm alive. The sun is shining and the monks are here and there's so much possibility. We've got Walking for Water next week. We've got TED Talk Sunday next week. We've got all this wonderful Juneteenth stuff coming up in June. Aha, the sun is shining. This is a great day to be alive and breathing. For me, it was reading that DeMello quote. And it was sitting in my study, working on this message, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And it was confirmed for me a week ago when I opened up my news feed and I was reminded that there was a beautiful eclipse coming our way on Monday. Y'all remember the eclipse? Yeah. See, that eclipse brought it home for me. I was in wonder about it. I was in this place of imagination and creative thought, and it was the eclipse that hit me over the head like those bricks, and it said, wow, this is what the mystery is trying to teach me for this day. This is what mystery is trying to plant into my spirit on this day. This is what mystery is trying to quicken my heart with on this day. No longer searching for resurrection, but looking at the image of the eclipse and seeing the totality in the moment that it was settled. It was there for a moment to see that totality whole and complete, beautiful and elegant, all its own. And having that aha moment of, wow, the sun is still there. The moon is just covering it up. What if resurrection is like the sun? And we've got things obscuring it in our lives. What if resurrection is like the sun? And whether we are aware or not, there are things that we've made permission and allowance to obscure it, like the moon did 6 days ago. I don't know about you, that's an aha for me. And then I went on this journey of franticness, anxiety. I'm talking about me, not you. I'm talking about me. Not knowing, unable to answer all of life's forever questions, busyness, hurriness, a restlessness, knowing something is there and desperately trying to get there instead of just being. Wanting people to understand what I'm saying instead of just being what I'm saying. See, I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. I could see all of those things obscuring the resurrected possibility for my life, obscuring living the questions, obscuring inviting peace into my life at all times, obscuring my ability to just be in the moment, not having all the answers, and just speaking into existence a future that would not have happened if I didn't choose to speak up. Just simply being, acting and being as if the future is already here. I'm talking about me. I've come to a place these past couple of weeks where I'm no longer convinced that I have to convince anybody of what needs to happen. Resurrection is a future that is being called into existence that would not have happened if we had not chosen to speak up. If NCC had not chosen to say that it's time to fashion a place for the religious nuns in all of its complexity and all of its not knowing and all of its anxiety, if we had not chosen to put our name and our foot out there in the name of what can be, that's an existence that we are forfeiting. That's a future that we are giving up. But because we chose to take the hero's journey and to simply live our way into this thing, we don't have to convince anybody. We don't have to sign anybody up. We don't have to convince the whole world that this needs to happen. No. That's not how resurrection works. Resurrection is countercultural. Resurrection changes the game. Resurrection changes the song. Resurrection changes the note. Resurrection changes the conductors. Resurrection allows a future to come forward that otherwise would not have happened had we not chosen to speak up. So I rest in the need not to lead the world, not to lead the U.S., not to lead Southern California, not to lead Laguna Beach, California, but to simply lead myself. Because when I choose to live a resurrected life in which I lead myself, what matters is my word. What matters is my heart. What matters is my eating well, working out, reading books, wonder and awe. What matters is being and acting as a source of love in a world that needs it so desperately. What matters is being willing to speak up and speak out in myself to say, I need a moment so I can just be. I need a moment where I can just act. I need a moment where I can just consider. I need a moment where I can then push out and get something done. I need to be able to lead myself so that all those things that are obstructing the sun of resurrection in my life, I can begin to see them jettisoned, making possibility the rest and peace and hope and love that I need for my life. So now I can rest in the knowledge that it's not about selling. A place for the religious nuns is not about convincing. A place for the religious nuns is not about converting anybody. It's about leading ourselves, leading our NCC, leading our future, being integral around that, being clear in that, manifesting and being that, so that over time, just like the power of resurrection, it will take root where it needs to take root. It will destabilize where it needs to destabilize. It will expand where it needs to expand. It will transform institutions where it needs to transform institutions. It will change up dynamics among communities and relationships and regions just exactly where it needs to be. It will challenge religions to be bigger and better. It will challenge spiritual communities to be bigger and better. It will create the possibility for all folks to access a cultural, creative way of being that transcends beliefs, transcends religions, transcends ways of thinking politically, allows us to be that place for all to be fed emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. That sounds like leading ourselves and letting the universe take care of the rest.
It's so funny. Thank you, Pastor Rod. The beginning, all I could think of was, not this one, but the beginning of Billy Joel of, don't go changing to try and please me. You never let me down before. Don't imagine you're too familiar and I don't see you anymore. I would not leave you in times of trouble. We never could have come this far. Singing this to myself. I'll never leave you. I love you just the way you are. Why is that so hard? There's no other way to get to where you're going than the road you walk alone. There's no better than what lives on inside you once you have made it your own. And when the clouds of doubt catch you off your guard, just remember who you are. Just remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. I love you just the way you are.
And I love you for the trailblazers that we are. Yeah. See, I'm no longer shying away from the hero's journey. I'm looking at heroes here. I'm looking at she-ros here. I'm looking at they-ros here. Right, Michelle? I'm not shying away from it anymore. I don't have to convince anybody. I don't have to bargain it. We are standing strong on this world that we are calling into existence. Anybody with me? Anybody with me? Yeah. No longer shying away. No longer ashamed. No longer waiting for someone to think we're right. We're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. That's resurrection. That's resurrection. All right. Susan Hough, before you come up, I want to remind us all next week, we've got a great opportunity to support one of our long-standing partners, Wisdom Spring Walking for Water, with their Laguna Beach walk that is happening next Sunday at the Laguna Beach High School. Now, Susan, if you allow me, I just want to show a quick video. This is a video that I received from one of our partners, the Fende Foundation, on their partnership, the work that they've done with Walking for Water. Susan, if it's okay, I'm going to show this video real quickly, and then after the video, would you come up and say a few words about the walk? Could you do that? Okay, thank you. Let's play the video, Cyrus, and then next you'll hear Susan Hough, okay? Let's start giving. I think that's it. Come on up, Susan. I love that song, don't you? Yeah, love that song. Come on up, Susan. Thank you. Cyrus, the handheld. Thank you. Well, I'm just checking just in case. Just for you.
I love what was talked about. And I want to thank a lot of people in this room that have helped me with this project and have made me better.
Let me turn it on. Let me turn it on. Hang on. Let me give it to me. All right, let's try it now.
And these young people make me better, but you guys mentor these young people alongside of me. And I call you and I reach out. George, you know, I called you this week trying to figure out how to do this the best way I can to make it not about me. Because sometimes I want to make it about me. It's not about me. much as I try to make it about me, and how I want control, and how I want to tell young people what to do, but it's not about me. So I had a car accident, and my brain kind of shut down, and I've really had to look at how it's not about me. And yes, it's about the water. It's about the water. But it's about our youth. They don't have a place to go anymore. They're so pushed to be academically inclined and so pushed to think with their brains and not drop into their hearts. And it's hard. I mean, it was hard for us too, right? But it's even harder. I've been doing this for 22 years. It's a long time. And I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. I'm still trying to figure out how to help them grow into the humans that I know that they deserve to be. And I started this project because I read a book. And in that book, it was a village in West Africa where all the women and children gather when a mom is pregnant. And they name that child to be reminded of what the gift is that child's bringing into the world before they're even born. To me, every one of us has a gift. And it's not about what we're doing, it is about what we're being. So I'm trying to be able to not control a situation that I can't control. And to let them make decisions that maybe I wouldn't make. But I want to thank you for holding that space for me to help them. And I really couldn't do it without you guys. So next week at 12 o'clock, these kids are going to have live bands, never done that before. You know, they got a taco truck, they did that last year. And they're showing up the way that teens show up. We think that teens can do it like us, but they can't. Their brains aren't there yet. Heck, my brain's not there yet. But they're showing up, and they want to make a difference. And they're doing it the best they can do, and they need us. They need us. They need us to mentor them. They need us to hold them. They need us to believe in them, and they need us to know that we believe that they can do it. So that's it. Join us 12 o'clock. They've got family fun. If you've got grandchildren or children or anybody, they've got lots of games for kids. They're going to walk around the track. They've got live music and a great auction. And I just want to thank every one of you for letting me be vulnerable and tell the truth. So that's it.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Susan.
All right. Well, so much happening with Walking for Water to get people water, fresh water supply, rather than having to walk, I don't know how many miles to carry it every day. TED Talk, so excited about the upcoming TED Talk. And I hope you got your tickets because it's sold out, baby. But the most immediate, exciting thing at hand is our 7 Tibetan monks from the Drepung Gomang monastery. And I thought I'd start by saying in as few words as possible what their mission is, and it's 3 parts. 1, to contribute to world peace and healing. 2, to promote earth stewardship. And 3, to address the massive displacement of Tibetans. And I'm going to ask my friend Greg Reyes to come up in a minute to talk to you in more detail about the schedule. But I thought it would be appropriate to bring in a quotation from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. These monks are direct disciples of the Dalai Lama. And I think the quotation fits what the message and the music has been all day. The goal is not to be better than the other person, but to be better than your previous self. Greg?
Good morning. It's going to be an exciting week in Laguna. We're very lucky, very honored to have 8 Tibetan monks coming to visit us to create the World Peace Sound Mandala. This afternoon, the opening ceremonies will be at 1 p.m. at the Sawdust Festival. Tomorrow, they're going to continue with the mandala creation. Tomorrow evening, here from 7 to 9, we're going to have a teaching intro to Buddhism, and followed by a guru puja for good health, relief from suffering, and removal of obstacles and negativity. The suggested donation for that's $10, but all are welcome, even without a donation. On Tuesday, the mandala will continue. We're doing a benefit dinner from 6 to 8 p.m. at Kebab Curry, just as the entrance to the Sawdust Festival, 793 Laguna Canyon Road. Suggested donation of $40, which will include your dinner tax tip. Then on Wednesday, we'll also be having a explanation of World Peace Mandala with special interfaith community guests here from 6 to 8 p.m. Friday, the mandala will continue. There'll be a teaching of the Four Noble Truths at the Sawdust Festival. On Saturday evening, we are having, at the Sawdust that day on Saturday, there's going to be children's activities, workshops, yoga, sound healing, and kirtan. 7 to 9 here on Saturday, there'll be a cultural pageant, which is pretty spectacular if you haven't seen it before, with music, dance. There'll be the Good Luck Dance, the Black Hat Dance, the Snow Lion Dance, and more. Eventbrite tickets are available. It's $15 per individual, $25 for a family. And then on Sunday, the monks will be completing the mandala, and immediately following the dissolution, there'll be a procession to Main Beach where the remaining sand is poured into the ocean as a reminder that all is ephemeral. And then after that, we will be bidding them goodbye, but it's going to be an exciting week with the monks. I hope you can all take part in it.
Are there copies of that?
There are copies of the schedule at the entrance, so please attend as much as you can this week.
Great, thank you, Greg.
Let's become Muppets. Here we go. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? What's on the other side? Rainbows, only illusions. Rainbows have nothing
I always love it when y'all sing the Muppets. I'm never going to get tired of that. That sounds fabulous. Y'all sound so great singing that. I do want to just take a moment, if I might. I heard that, Jim. I heard that. Thank you. Or maybe that was you, my friend. I think that was you. Hi. Okay, thank you. Good morning, Jim. Good to see you. Here's what I want to do. Before we move forward, I want to take a moment, if I can, just real quickly. Just indulge me for a moment. I understand that we bring to this space our own joys and concerns, and we've got some time to allow each of us, as we are able, those who are willing, to share your own joys and your concerns. Now, I want to be really clear. I love those joys as much as I love those concerns. So feel free to share, to offer, and try to make space for everybody else, okay? Because I know our time is running out quickly. So let's try to be concise and as brief as we can. But let's share some joys. Let's share some concerns before we begin to close out our time today, okay? Who is willing to start? Okay, come on up, Cyrus. Let's have a hand for Cyrus Polk, everybody. Is it on? Check it, Cyrus.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
I love.
All right,
Don't you love live TV? Don't you love live TV? Isn't it great?
So as most of you know, about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I started a battle to save my family's home. As of this Wednesday, we signed the paperwork and everything is done, and I saved my family home, and today is my mom's birthday.
Yeah. That is an excellent, excellent story. Did you say that Mom's birthday is today? Happy birthday, Mom. We love you. We're thinking of you. All right, Michelle. That is a great story. Thank you.
I have a joy to share. My sister passed away, and I took on the care of her boys. They're 26 and 27, and one is getting married this August, and they had their couples shower in Dallas last night. And I'm going to be there next weekend to enjoy them and my 50th high school reunion. So I will be dancing the night you're speaking. And I'm going to miss you. Yeah, but I'll be with you in spirit.
Who's next? Joy's concerns. Okay, I see you. Hold that thought. I'm gonna come to you. Hold that thought.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Emily. I've been in Laguna for almost 7 years now, and I've been coming regularly here to NCC for almost a year because I was teaching on Sundays previously. So my joy is certainly to be here with all of you, to be able to come regularly. And as of this past couple months, I'm now employed again. Where I was working was closed down, and I got certifications and took exams. So I'm now a teacher with the Laguna Beach Unified School District and Annalise as of last week. So I'm super excited to be back in the arena. I've been teaching 20 years. I'd also like to share a concern, though. As I'm looking for a home, just a modest apartment, I'm seeing that it's really challenging, even being gainfully employed full-time, to find even a studio here in town, because I really want to stay in town to serve the community, to be here for the community that I'm serving, and I'm having challenge with that. So that's my concern. I appreciate prayer and keep looking. Thank you.
And our prayers for you. Prayers for you. And not just for you, but all of us. Because we know how tough housing is in this area, right? So we pray for everyone who's either struggling to keep a place or looking for a place or somewhere in between. Our hearts go up and out, and our compassion as well. We just talked, in fact, about having another housing forum here at some point where we can continue to highlight this issue and make it important in the community. So thank you for your story and all the other stories that we know are out there. That's why we have to keep talking about it to really make it a priority. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. All right, Patty, your turn. Go for it.
Oh, well, I was just thinking this morning how much I enjoy being here, and just that feeling of the spiritual part opening up and being with fabulous people who are on that same journey, and how freeing and wonderful that is. So I just wanted to thank everybody here.
Come on. Say a word. Terrell, everybody, come on, Terrell.
I'm grateful. I just became a grandfather not too long ago.
Yes.
Last August. And I'm very grateful. But my granddaughter's in Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter was born here, but the granddaughter's in Rhode Island. But my sister did something quite interesting. She decided she would pay half of my ticket to go there.
Wow.
My sister never gives me anything. Because I'm the eldest of 6 kids, and so I've always been the giver.
What a gift.
So it's nice that it's coming back to me.
Right.
At this time. I'm no longer a youngster.
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I actually applaud it. I'm happy to be.
I'm happy for you.
And a man of purpose.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for those who didn't hear, Terrell has been gifted some funds to be able to travel and go to meet his new grandchild. Is that correct? Penelope. Nova. Penelope Nova. Nothing wrong with that. We love you, Penelope. How old is she now? A year in August. Okay. All right. Oh, she's taking swimming lessons? Oh, she's my hero. I'm going to be doing that next year. Oh, I love that. She's learning to swim. I'll be learning to swim myself in about a year. Well, let's say really swim, because I can survive. I mean, I can tread water, but I can't really swim like Ann Polkinghorn. So I'm going to learn how to swim like Ann. That's my goal next year. Yeah, that's my goal. Okay, who's next? Joys and concerns. Okay. All right, Sharon. I see you.
I've been given the opportunity from a very good friend of mine for going to Maui next week to see my son.
Yes.
And I haven't been there for 7 years, and I love the island. I used to go twice a year for years. He's been over there for a long time. So my friend has a timeshare, and she said, "You want to join me?" And I'm really excited about it.
That's awesome. Have a great trip. How long are you going?
Just a week.
Okay, we'll miss you. We love you. Travel safely. Yes. All right, who'll be next? After Sue, who's next? I see you. All right, come on, Sue.
I want to express joy that my oldest son, recently made it through a medical emergency and is on the mend. And I want to express concern because as I sat in the waiting room of the emergency department, I saw people coming and going who just really need more love in their lives, more understanding, more agency. Apparently, these people who are rather bad actors in the moment are sort of regular visitors to this emergency room, not to be checked in as a patient, but just because they need someplace to go. And it was pretty wild, and I just want to send some love out for all the people in the universe that don't have huge family support and means, and there's a lot of hurt in the world, and we need to do what we can to do some healing.
Yes. Yeah. We'll be sure to be manifesting for them this week when the monks are with us, for sure. Yeah. Come on, Patricia. Come on in. Come on, do it. All right. Thank you, Sue.
I had a great-granddaughter who had appendicitis, and during the surgery, it burst. So she's been in intensive, but she's home and doing well.
Okay.
Monday they'll get the brain out. So I'm so grateful for the power of prayer.
Yes. What's her name?
Ashley.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to lunch today with
All right.
my grandson's wife's birthday, and it's a family gathering.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so grateful for family, both personal and spiritual.
Yes. Amen. Thank you. Yeah, prayers for your lunch. Have a good one. Enjoy it. All right. I'm coming to you, Don. I saw you.
Well, Anne and I would like to just say how grateful and joyful we are. As you know, she's had a long bout. She's had both knees replaced, both hips replaced, broken vertebrae, cancer twice. I mean, what more could there be? She went to an oncologist this past week, and he did say she still is clear of her last cancer. And for that, we're very grateful.
Yes, yes, yes. That is great news. Because I got to swim with you next year. We got some swimming to do, you and me. All right? Yes, you'll probably still beat me, but that's okay. I'll keep up. I'll keep up. Yeah, well, I'm competitive, so we'll do it. All right, you and me. All right, okay, all right.
I'd like to nominate Anne as the next Marvel superhero.
I think that's a great idea. I think it's a wonderful idea. Wonderful idea. For my joy is to be able to go and represent our new place for the religious nuns that we are becoming. And I get to share my story around that next week for my TED Talk. And so I'm grateful that I have your support, that I have your encouragement, that I have your smiles and your prayers, that I have your energy and fire of heart, because I need all of that this week as I prepare and as I go into a sold-out Rivian Theater next Sunday, y'all. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. My concern is for the Middle East. So if you will indulge me, let us end our time of joys and concerns with a prayer that our UCC partners are praying all around the country on behalf of the situation. Let's show them the words, and I'm going to spin the wheel, okay? Let's read together. Comforting love, let's read together. Send your spirit to encompass all those whose lives are torn apart by violence and death in Israel and Palestine. You are the advocate of the oppressed and the one whose eye is on the sparrow. Let arms reach out in healing rather than aggression. Let hearts mourn rather than militarize. Merciful love, even now work on the hearts of combatants to choose life over death, reconciliation over retaliation, restoration over destruction. Help us resist anti-Semitism in all its forms. All people, Israelis and Palestinians, deserve to live in peace and unafraid, with the right to determine their future together. Love of the nations, let not one more child or elder be sacrificed on the altars of political expediency. Keep safe all people from unjust leaders who would exploit vulnerability for their own distorted ends. Give wise discernment to those making decisions to pursue peace. Provide them insight into fostering well-being, freedom, and thriving for all. Teach all of us to resolve injustices with righteousness, not rockets. Guard our hearts against retaliation and give us hearts for love alone. Strengthen our faith in you even when we don't have clear answers, so that we may still offer ourselves non-violently for the cause of peace. May it be so. So let's take a moment of silence with our UCC family as we've all read and recited this prayer today here and across the nation. We join hearts and hands with all of those who are champions for justice and reconciliation in our world. And we hold in our hearts the undying, resurrected possibility that as we live and breathe, there's always a place for love. May it be so, because it is so. Always. Thank you, love. Thank you. So here's what we're going to do to close us out. If you will join me, let's do something we haven't done in a while. I want to sing Let There Be Peace on Earth, but I want to do it the way we used to do it before the pandemic. Can we get into the aisles and hold hands and sing Let There Be Peace on Earth? Can we do that? Let's do it together. Thank you. This will be our last thing for the day. Let's sing together. Let's sing it. Let's sing it like you know it.